Okay, next question.
This is from my friend Cara. She's a really good friend.
Supergirl?
Dad, you know very well her name is just Cara.
Okay, sorry. Cara.
And her question is, what inspired us to do YouTube?
Well, originally we were just doing it on Twitter and Facebook as well, so our friends and family could see. And then, I don't know, when we wanted to do longer story-based things, YouTube seems like the right home for it, really.
Yeah, because didn't you say like Twitter only did like 30 seconds or something?
2 minutes 20 seconds is the limit for Twitter, so we knew we wanted to be longer than that.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know, because you had a YouTube channel anyway, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a YouTube channel anyway.
And we watch
like
quite a lot
episode.
of YouTube things.
Yeah, the first episode was Doctor Who on my channel. So.
Yeah, oh, that's true.
That's
another answer to that Doctor Who related content.
And it went from Alice's TV show to Alice Plays.
So, I mean, you know, what the alternatives would be what TikTok? I'm not a fan, really.
I do TikTok. So does Cara.
Is there a time limit on TikTok?
Minute or 30 seconds. Cara normally does 30 seconds because she does TikTok.
So is a minute the top limit on TikTok?
Yeah.
So that wouldn't have worked for us anyway. So really YouTube's the best place for the longer form stories, I think.
Yeah.
And also just to bring it all together, to be cohesive and to have the titles and all the credits the same, just have the whole thing look the same, just felt like the best way.
Yeah.
I did actually reserve a blog spot for it, but then we just never did blogs.
Yeah.
You got question 2, which is from author Jason Arnopp, who's the author of Ghoster and The Last Days of Jack Sparks, and he wrote some Doctor Who stuff as well. He wrote some Big Finish stories and some audio books, and he wrote for Doctor Who magazine for a long time.
Yeah, and we were actually in Doctor Who magazine once.
We were, yeah.
Which episode so far has been the most fun to make for both me and my dad, and why? I've got 2. So I really like Nowhere to Run, because I just got to do parkour and I love parkour, sort of parkour. And the second one is Dalek Loop, because we got some help from some of our friends, the Sweetings. Thanks again. And it was really fun because we finally got to use a Dalek, which is like my favourite Doctor Who enemy, after the Weeping Angels, obviously.
Obviously.
It's really fun.
For me, what's the most fun one to make? It's difficult to say because they're stressful.
I probably know which one it is.
Which one do you think?
The one with the Cleorian.
I did love doing that. I don't know if I get excited about making them or they're fun to make because I'm having to, think about where we are, what we're doing, what we're saying, the performances. I'm having to think about what the camera's pointing at the right thing, if I can get a background that's going to fit in, how I'm going to do the effects when I have literally no idea. Sometimes we're filming things, we might film a part with somebody and then 4 weeks later, so with Remembrance of the Invasion, there are scenes in the final episode that we filmed, I think, a week or 2 before the first episode. And then at that time, I have to remember that when we come back to it, how all that's going to cut together. Because elements in the same scene sometimes will have people that are being filmed 3 weeks apart, 4 or 5 weeks apart. So all of that is complicated and stressful. It's a lot to hold in my mind. But the fun comes from looking at it afterwards and going, oh my God, I managed to turn my Renault Clio into a time machine.
Yeah, it still has some marks from the tape as well.
There's a few sticky marks. And then, so things like that, for me, that is probably the most fun one because, I'm a big Doctor Who fan, I'm a big Back to the Future fan, and combining the two is just awesome.
Right,
this one's from Simon.
Yeah, my uncle, half uncle, sort of.
Yeah.
Mum's friend.
He's one of Mum's friends, Uncle Simon.
Uncle Simon. What has been the hardest prop to make?
What do you think was the hardest one to make?
I don't know.
No, well, you didn't make any of them.
True. I feel like it was probably the Cleorian because you had like lots of mini parts to make into
Yeah.
one gigantic thing, or the Cyberman costume.
Okay, yeah. Cyberman costume could. I think it's a difficult question because I don't find prop making hard.
Actually, technically the TARDIS is a prop because you built it.
Yeah.
And dismantling it, because we moved from closer to primary school, from there to here, and we had to dismantle the TARDIS. To do that. So, and then rebuild it here. And then he like edited to make it look like it was taking off and landing there.
Yeah, so I guess that was answer that other one. Was there any other Who related content? There was that TARDIS travelling one,
Yeah,
wasn't there?
true.
Yeah, you could call it, but again, was that difficult? That was surprisingly easy to make. The hardest part of making the TARDIS is making the two doors. No, that was quite easy. It was making the two doors level because everything's in lines that goes across. When I first did it in the old house, one door was 2 millimeters higher than the other.
Yeah.
And no one else could see it, but I could see it. Every day I looked at it and I was just 2 millimeters. Doesn't sound like much, but it's a lot when a straight line's broken by it. And then in this house, none of the door frames are straight. The floors slope, the door frames slope the other way.
Yeah, this house was built on a hill, basically.
It's just wonky. Well, it's not. It's built on the flat. It's just fallen over a little bit.
Yeah.
The ceilings and the floors. So trying to hang double doors when there are no reference points, that took me a little while to figure out because I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea how any of this stuff works. Of the actual props, I think the Ice Warrior helmet was probably the hardest because what I'm doing for most of the props is just cutting cardboard up and sticking it together, and there's no plan and I'm not really drawing anything out. I'm just doing it all by eye. So if you're doing that as a box, that's quite easy because it's quite easy to make a box like most of the Chlorian parts. But curved shapes, and particularly like a helmet working with no pattern and just guesswork, it wasn't as pointy as it could have been. I mean, this is what it looked like. And this is what it should have looked like.
Yeah, I mean, the Ice Warrior helmet was actually made out of paper mache.
Yeah.
And that's probably the only prop that I helped with.
Yeah, did you help with that?
Yeah, because I ripped up the newspaper.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And stuck some on it.
Your contribution was very valuable. So next question is from Clive Gilbert, who was a friend from Facebook now. He was a guy I used to train Aikido with. Long time ago. So go on, do you want to read that one?
No, I've already read some.
Okay, don't want to do too much reading.
Plus that one's addressed to you.
Like her dad, Alice seems to have a natural acting talent. Does Alice have ambitions to become an actress when she's older?
Maybe, yes. Because I like to sing and dance a lot as well. And I have joined like a choir, Strand Academy. I literally go to the drama school.
Well, it's not a drama school, it's a school
for drama.
No, it's a school because there is such a thing as a drama school. It is a school that does a lot of drama.
Yeah.
So,
ITC club.
Do you think you'll be an actress when you're older?
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
And if I can't, I'll just go into Sims and make myself and make that person become an actor.
Not sure that pays the bills as much, but you never know.
My name is Alice, this is my dad. Make sure to like and subscribe, hit that bell for notifications so you never miss a video. We will see you next time.